Okay, that little thing. If you have it, like, get you a little dance, a little jig in, a little 1-2 step like Sierra. Right. Looking for them dancing Pelican.
Okay.
Maybe not. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Let's take the time, y'all. Let's share, get some folks on off up in the room.
What's up?
Okay, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Okay, Jesus is my doctor, and he right upon my street. Okay, he bring me my medicine. Okay, in this room. How y'all doing out there in Facebook? Oh, y'all, we are now streaming live on not only on Facebook, but we are now streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you are out there watching this, say hello, people. Drop some love. Drop a little 1-2 chick in the comments. I like an emoji chick. So if you get out here watching in TV land, YouTube and Facebook, drop an emoji right now in the chat describing how you feel. Come on, give us an emoji in the chat telling us how you feeling.
Please do.
Is this a tell us how you feel too moment?
Kind of sort of a little community checking in with the people, seeing how they feel.
Let me stop being messy because that was pure mess that I was trying to say or do.
Oh, see, I didn't even catch on to that. Somebody out there in the TV land tag Chevelle Brooks, and she said, the next time you go live and y'all host a show, let her know. Because Chevelle said she couldn't believe that the people had never experienced a sober Whitney Houston and a black Michael Jackson.
Oh, ain't never experienced.
Because in our last, came up in our last call, Marlena was like, y'all, I have never known Whitney Houston to be sober or Michael Jackson to be black. When she got in tune with Michael, he was already white. And Whitney, she was already doing the drugs by the time the bodyguard had popped up on the screen.
I mean, well, to be honest, it'll be the same for, at least the same for me. I mean, consciously, when I think about it.
But you don't know, you don't know a sober Whitney Houston and a black Michael Jackson. You know Michael when he was white.
I know
when he was running around here singing, "It don't matter if you black or white."
Again, that's back. Yeah, that was back during my childhood. So,
but I'm saying he was white then, wasn't he?
Yeah. Now I know footage of him because of my parents and all that. But when I got introduced to him and consciously about it, the first Michael Jackson video that really like just sticks out, and I remember my mom making a big deal about it or talking about was The Way You Make Me Feel.
Okay, The Way You Make Me Feel.
Yeah, but he was
just a little light skin. He wasn't
so y'all really going with he had Villa Lago.
He was,
and I'm gonna stick beside him. I'm gonna stick beside him.
So yeah. This should have been the this or that, light skinned Michael or dark skinned Michael. Okay, let us know one in the light skin.
It's the dark skin for me. It's the dark skin for me.
Oh. Also, we want to know how y'all feel. Definitely drop an emoji in the chat, letting the people know how you feel. I am your host with my co-host. I am V Fierce, the founding executive director of the Mahogany Project.
I am Joelle Azuri, aka your man's first choice.
I am your boy, that is Darlene, the same dude, the main dude, never the lame dude, aka your daddy beneficiary, and we are here.
Okay, if you're not beneficiary, can you give me some money? Because he ain't giving me none.
Well, he got a croak first.
That's usually how it works. Don't mess around and be on the episode of Murder, Accident, or Suicide. Let me tell you something. The one last week was so good.
And I haven't watched it since you had told me about it. So I knew
the one last week was so good. It was Murder, Accident, or Suicide, but the people were like so religious. A guy had separated his wife and his daughter from the rest of their family. He had his wife. His wife and daughter thinking the daughter was Jesus' second coming wife. Like when Jesus come back, she was supposed to be the conduit to bring Christ back, like all of these things. And so they end up shutting themselves off from the family. The daughter ended up dying in the house. And the mama and the daddy didn't tell nobody. They just covered her up and thought she was just going to be reincarnated. And the mama just went in her room and started fasting and praying. And she ended up dying. And the daddy just went in the room and covered her up. And like literally lived in the house for like 10 years with like both of them dead in the house.
And were these people,
Yes.
did they look like us?
No. But I'm saying it was so interesting. That you really have to go back and see it.
On HBO Max or?
No, Murder, Accident, and Suicide is what is that? It's on A&E. It comes on whatever channel. Is it on a Lifetime or whatever channel like Snapped and all of that come on? It come on there. Okay. And that was the season finale. That shit was crazy. It gave vibes when a man said he got abducted by a UFO and then they was having sex with each other. And they, you know the documentary I'm talking about?
Do you know? No.
I'm gonna share it to you.
Please share it to me because it's like
I'm gonna share
some similar stories with UFOs. So yeah.
So we gonna get into our icebreaker question, and we want the people in the chat to participate. Okay. So the question is, for those who are American Horror Story fan and you have watched the current season of American Horror Story, right? If you was offered the little black pill, the little black pill that, not the Viagra pill, the one Angelica Ross making on the show, would you take it? Oh, I wouldn't say who would you be. That's kind of messy, like who would be your first victim to kill. But would you take it and why?
Ooh, I'll go first.
You might need context because I haven't caught up fully.
Wait, wait, did you see the first episode?
Yeah, I saw the first two. They was getting on my nerves. I wanted them to leave. I was so annoyed.
The little black pill that they was taking, you didn't see them take the pill, sis?
No, I saw them take the pill, but I didn't see what the pill was.
So basically, if you take the pill either give you it amplifies your creativity, but you already have to be a very like creative and kind of like an ingenious person to begin with, and it amplifies that.
So what if I'm not? What I think I'm creative, but what
So the walker things that was out there when they first got that, or the bald headed, that's what it turned you into if you're not a creative individual and you just become bloodthirsty.
Crack is whack. I'm not.
Well, sis, I'm gonna say I would actually take the pill.
I don't, because what if I guess my thing is what if I am not? What if I'm not a creative?
But see, that's the thing. I think it's built on the fact of you knowing that you're creative, that you know that you have the ability, believing in yourself. Because that little girl, yeah, she was good at playing. Well, you haven't watched it, but the little girl who was playing the violin, I mean, she was good, but Mama wasn't that good. But she was like, "Oh no, I'm gonna be good. I'm great at playing this violin."
Yes,
I did.
But he wasn't the best writer, but he was devoted to like making his craft work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in that case, I might have to run it out. I might have to run it then.
I'm gonna say no, y'all.
No?
Yeah, not that I won't want the limitless possibilities, but baby, I don't want it to be, but I don't want to get my feelings hurt. Like,
now that I want to get my feelings hurt.
My feelings hurt.
You want to turn to one of them things.
Thinking I'm about to just do it up, and then I turn to a zombie, so I'm like,
Yeah, I would do it without even thinking twice.
Now, if it was but see, and then I don't want to have to do the maintenance of hunting somebody down, and then all the extra like the blood.
Oh no! See,
yeah.
Well, I don't know if I can do all that.
Yeah, I could do it, and I know the first couple people I kill off.
Yeah. Now if I can get,
you gotta kill people.
If I can have
you have to make you bloodthirsty, and so of course you have to get human blood, and so.
Do it have to be human blood, or do it have to be blood?
I don't think it has to be human blood because they was eating rabbits and stuff. And it's not the fact that you even necessarily have to kill people because at first, Macaulay Culkin was just letting people feed on him.
Let's see. This is true.
That sounds like some white people stuff.
Well, everybody who took the pill was definitely.
Definitely white.
At the beginning, say that.
I would definitely say at the beginning. And it looked like all the people of color who had took it somehow had become like the little zombie things. No, that's neither here nor there. But I do want to point that out now that you say something about it.
Where my
I find that to be very interesting.
Let me put my hotep hat on because it seems like it's a conspiracy.
Okay? Not a conspiracy. Okay, Omar. Let me find that you want to Omar wives.
I'll be 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Okay, ooh, in the world of cold, you a porcupine.
Because some of the girls be like, what they say, it's better having a piece of a man than no man at all.
Nah, that's okay. Don't be still wrong like that. That motherfucker Cole said, Gina ain't no damn porcupine.
Right. This is a bit right. I'm talking about piece of man. It all depends on what piece I'm getting. Now, if I'm getting you financially, like doing everything, and like you ain't bothering me, and you let me be great, and I got my allowance and all that piece I can deal with. However, if I got to deal with the headaches and then clean up behind you and all that, etc., you ain't even like maintain.
They only headaches now. It's not the same. These are not the same men that Betty Wright was just needing a piece of. Okay.
Something interesting. It's very rare that I share stuff like this. So it was a while back, but I was talking to this guy on the red Facebook, right? I remember him telling me, y'all, how he had recently got out of a relationship where he was dating a clear person, okay? And he would have to tell the clear person to like brush their teeth and take a bath and like all of these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he was unwilling to talk to me because my voice was too light. He said, "You're a real nice person, you cool and all of these things, but honestly, your voice is just too light for me."
People got like on maturity. Let me say this.
I would have disrespected him in the worst. Look. I hope it ain't no funders on her because he would have been every motherfucker nigga. Fuck you, bro, trifling, die, nigga, die.
They gonna ban us, girl.
Right. Oh. I say this because again, I've had more than a few good men. So I have dated one of those people before. That wasn't our issue, ironically, as far as the hygiene, believe it or not. However, I have had that issue with people who are descendants of Africans, believe it or not.
It's hygiene.
That individual that I dated, that was the first and last one I dated that was like that. It wasn't that he definitely had a thing for black men. But I said I wasn't gonna date him if he never had like a white ex because I was like, then to me it's on some fetishism type shit. But his longest relationship was with a white man who ended up later marrying marrying a black man himself. They're like best of friends. But my issue with him, we were like almost 25 years age difference. He was older than me. I to attribute a lot of things to zodiac signs. However, it's a cheat code for me. But he was a Cancer. I don't mesh well with them. My mom is one, so he was like really, really emotional about some stuff that was a culture. Like he wanted me to. He was really well off. He was a doctor and all that. But he wanted me to rush home every night to make sure we sat at the table and ate dinner together. And it's Your practice is down the street. I gotta drive way through downtown outlet to get out here to Spring and all that. So yeah, it was other issues like that. But I tell y'all this.
You know what? Because I'm focused on Marnina and this Nicki Minaj. Her that she got. Okay, now Nicki. Yes.
Well, thank you, sis.
Don't let nobody call you that. They're gonna start think you're anti-vax.
Ooh.
Or they gonna think I try to, harbor, sex offenders, but
Oh, I was just trying to pay a compliment.
I like your hair too, though, sis. And I like Adonis hair.
Thank you. A little blonde, a little light.
Hey,
and Vern, I like the haircut. And Zuri over there looking cute.
My little Zuzu.
Okay, come on.
Hey to the people, boo.
Hey, Zuri.
She don't like when I have attention by myself. Plus, she been gone for 2 days, child.
You say she is tough.
But yeah, maybe that's a whole different topic. We ain't got to discuss that right now. But what they look like for y'all? Would y'all be open to date someone of a different ethnicity?
I have. I might have to.
It depends on the ethnicity.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they coach at this point, as long as they culturally competent and culturally humility, I'm fine. Because baby, Lord knows I've had my share of men, black men, and baby, like again, it's pros and cons of they different ones of different ethnicities. Because I've dated like a lot of them. However, like child, it's just
United Nations of Date.
It's just what you, baby.
You know what I will say though, dating a white man. Or with clear man, dating a clear man, they like to date, like they like to go out. Like
that thing.
You're not trying to be like, where you live, can I come through? Like they have their own home that they're trying to leave from. They're not trying to come to my home.
Right.
So, I thoroughly enjoy that. I don't feel like I'm gonna get robbed or attacked if they, are trying to see me. I'm not trying to adhere to
white people still too. Now they still land culture.
Listen,
rights.
You gotta pick your poison. Because that
sometimes I would rather be, this might be problematic, but I would rather be a Sally Hemings than be some like I don't have time to be dealing with these Negroes. I don't have time because they wearing me out. They're wearing me out.
Baby, let me tell you something. Sometimes, a lot of times, the risk ain't worth the reward. And I said, as a representative, as a cis black man, the risk is not often a reward.
Well, let me tell you something. Anybody taking a risk coming over here now? I got 2 guns, bitch, and I keep one in the couch and one in my bed.
I can't get a gun because of my nails. I got other weapons like Home Alone. I have booby traps.
Yeah, I definitely So I would be open to whatever that looks like, but it have to be the right one. Because of course, I'm not monolithic. Whoever I date, definitely have to be white collar.
Yeah, I'm dating open to Colombians, Puerto Ricans.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you giving Adonis, you over there giving, what's that lady that almost got canceled for saying she want a man that don't have a regular job? What was her name?
Oh, you talking about B. Simone?
Yeah, she was like, my man can't have a regular job.
Yeah, cool. Fortunately, she's also an Aries, but no, my man can have a regular job. It's just that, like, I prefer like white collar type, dating white collar type men, like jobs. Not saying I wouldn't date nobody who blue collar. Depending on what they look like.
He's working at the Burger King, is the no.
Like he the general manager, yeah.
You know what?
What is he the practice?
Huh?
My thing
we can smash, but we can't be together.
I've dated broke niggas before. I've dated broke niggas that I've made a lot more than them. It's never the issue of the money. It's that they get crazy about you making more money than them. Because it's never the money. It's that they have feelings, or especially if you are a woman and you make more money than them and you're more established, And especially if I'm like, I don't care because I'm not a baller. I've been called a sugar mama, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. But it's always the issue of when they make it an issue. That's when you be like, well, now I don't want to date y'all broke ass niggas. I tried.
I ain't gonna lie. It's like not attraction me to go off to broke niggas. I don't know if it need to be adjusted or did I buy one that was defective. Did I buy mine at the wrong store? It just be like, oh, he's attractive. Then next thing you know, he broke. He'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with this meter?
Listen, it's so crazy sometimes when we attract, because most of them don't necessarily attract like broke like I back in the day used to, but like, dude, I definitely attract men with trauma, which might be childhood, adolescence, or a combination of both. Like I can't break, like, I don't know why, but it's very much there.
Well, maybe because I think I end up with a lot of guys with trauma too. They be broken in trauma filled and drama filled. Okay, but so maybe it ain't the fact that these people maybe it's just a lot of brokenness and in the community, lack of mental health. The lack of access to mental health. Black people thinking that mental health issues and stuff not breaking family cycles and generational curses. So I have a question, Marnita. So how does this work in lesbian relationships? Is it be like is it an issue with who makes more money, girl?
Because there is a lot of toxic masculinity that exists in lesbian culture. Studs want to be seen as the man, and so because I do generally date studs and I am pretty submissive, I do like to date studs, and they are very toxic when it comes to
you don't like them.
I mean, if they aggressive fans, because I'm not gonna lie, this may be problematic, but I'm addicted or like masculinity. I'm extremely submissive.
Is it the aggression? Because I like women that are femme, but androgynous and femme, but I can't. Studs to me, I might as well just get a nigga because I don't have time for that, and they are often worse than me. They're worse.
Sometimes, but I need you to be able to throw me on the bed for you to take it. For you to.
That's not.
I need you to.
My God.
I'm a whole lot of women, so I need for you to be. I can't have you be delicate and all, prissy with me, like.
Okay, thug missus.
Okay. This is second Kaya reference.
I don't know. I don't know what it is now. The only folks I won't date is cishet men. Now I'll date bisexual men. I'll fuck around with bisexual men, love them, queer men, all that, and maybe even a trans woman, but like cishet men, no. But like I'm addicted to masculinity or like aggression or aggressiveness. I don't know.
I don't think that's problematic because when they had guys chat, they was like, how gay was too gay? And for me, Bobby Light and EJ is too gay for me.
Really?
Sis, that's my home girl.
Oh, both the pocketbooks. Okay.
I don't think that Bobby Light is attractive.
I don't either.
So
I'm not saying that they are attractive, I'm just saying in the aspect of like somebody like Bobby Light or EJ, that's too gay for me.
EJ is attractive because I go off of vibes, so I don't like. Not that I like them. It's something about a balance. Like that's why I like butch queens because I like a masculine femme. I like that duality. I like that energy. Like I don't like too masculine because it's like, nah, nigga, get off of me. Like, I'm like. No, like I don't want you to go upside my head. Like I want it to be just some different energy. Like
I mean, don't go upside my head. Never mind, we ain't gonna go there. But
well, you talking about getting thrown around, flipping.
I'm just saying, like you got to come with the person that I'm, talking to right now. They a bit aggressive, and I like that. Like Do what you need to do.
I have to have a girls edition of Pound Town, Wink Wink Adonis.
We do, because I want to talk about it.
Whenever I'm like on a social site and somebody film like try to talk to me, it's like I always tell them the same thing whenever they miss me. What's up, sis? It's like you know, right off the bat, bitch, you are my homegirl. You are my sister.
When somebody try to talk to me, I talk to them like HR. I be like, hi, how can I help you?
I talk to bitch, you are my sister. We are homegirls. This girl.
Like, I don't mind a film dude or semi-film dude. I don't attract it. I do not. And then that leads to other issues down the line. But no, I don't like just really attract it for whatever reason. It's a pros and cons to it though too.
I wish that I could attract more butch queens, but only niggas. Like, only niggas. Like, ugh, Jesus.
I wish I could attract more men in general.
Now, my early 20 stages, I used to always attract like them, like rough niggas, dudes. The older I get, I do not. And if by chance I do, I be feeling sometimes, and this is really problematic. I own it. Some things, it's some things, I don't know what they're not triggers, but they're very uncomfortable for me. Let's say that. I do not like when somebody walks up to me randomly and asks me, hey, you look weird. Like, I do not look like weird, whatever that looks like. Don't ask me, do I want hot sauce? Like, nowhere as a condiment. Like, I feel some type of way. And them type of like dudes, like, I'm like, and this is internally, so externally.
What's wrong with hot sauce?
Huh?
What's wrong with hot sauce?
What did ask you about hot sauce?
What make you look at me and think I want hot sauce?
Is that cold? Is that cold? It's like hot sauce. Does that mean something else?
No, it means literally like I something about me, I guess, because you know I'm black and darker skin. Like I just crave hot sauce, and I'm like, I don't like that. But I do.
Well, you said it asked you if you wanted fufu.
Here we go. Well, then that's all this situation. Because a lot of people I was talking about, oh, I didn't know you left. I thought you was regular black, like coffee. So I don't even get that. But that's a whole other conversation.
At least they saying you want like fufu or something. You want saltfish or?
Yeah, but I don't like the thug type dude. I do not like that. I'm not attracted to that.
I do. That's why I keep guns.
See, I don't. If you got bang in your car and all this shit, like no.
Oh yeah, you my type of man.
I like my.
You know something? Recently, I was talking to this guy that had a whole ankle monitor.
I don't want that. No.
You know what? I think it's the big dick energy for me. Like I like somebody with big dick energy, like somebody that they just a boss. Like they just move in spaces and you can tell.
What about medium dick? I want my insides rearranged.
No, not that I'm a size queen, because I ain't no size queen.
How about the energy?
Yeah, just the energy. Like, okay, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Adonis and Ian, they give off big dick energy. Like they just when they come into space, they just there. Like people automatically gravitate towards them. You know what I mean? Like I just want somebody that just.
You know what? Maybe it's because I'm an aggressive woman. Like, and that's why I'm like, nah, I don't need you coming up in here. Because what happens is niggas will come and be like, well, I'm coming over and I'm coming home. This is not your home, nigga. Like, no. What you mean? I'm coming over.
Not Crystal.
I mean, maybe it's some truth to that because I'm very much. If I'm not like, I'm coming up, I'm not asking you anything. But I also don't play them games. Like I'm coming to see you. I'll be over here by XYZ. I'm not gonna.
Hey, that's what I like. That's
see, so y'all, something is wrong with y'all. Joel and Donna said the other day that they don't be going over there, hang around at people's house. Don't be inviting them over there just to hang out and stuff like that. In the words of Megan Thee Stallion, they ain't trying to hang if they can't bang. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm around here inviting motherfuckers over to play video games.
No.
And let's
here's the thing.
So basically what y'all saying is that's why I'm sitting over here with a dog and not a man.
So here's the thing.
Period.
It's not to say that I'm not going to let you come into the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi water park with the whirlwind feature. It's not to say I'm not going to let you come in, but you just can't bust in the water park. No, you got to buy a ticket, stand in line.
It's a line?
It's a line.
It's a
wait list.
It's a private club, okay? Look, the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi water park.
Bitch, I'm like Coach D, okay? When it's time for bitch, I'm like before it's a line, okay?
Just like at Disneyland, y'all buy a ticket, buy an expensive ass ticket, and stand in line. You know you get to ride the rides once you stand in line. Eat all the snacks. Enjoy yourself, maybe take a picture or two. That's the same thing with the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi water park with the whirlwind feature. And if you buy the VIP ticket, you might get that Gonk 3000.
Give me that. But yeah, don't call me over. Listen, I'm so at this big age, like we saw in this other podcast I'm part of, these straightforward. At this big age, baby, when we date and all that, don't call me over there just to hang out. Like we can play video games, we can do all that after the fact or later on. Like if I'm coming over there, we're gonna do the next and this is Ramadan.
All I'm gonna say, this is Ramadan.
Well, wait a minute.
If it's Ramadan, it's okay.
So Adonis, if you dating somebody, they can't just be like, hey, come over. You gotta get it.
It all depends on like the level of dating, but here's my thing, because believe it or not, country pop believe I'm not really like that promiscuous. And the times that like when I've been single, the people who I miss with are just like regulars, you know. So like I'll go back to
regulars.
Listen, I watch too much true crime, do too much true crime to be like on them apps like that. I think somebody gonna hit me in my head with a cast iron while we having sex. The lights off, you gonna grab a knife from under the pillow, like you that's going to my head.
Regulars.
Shouts out to mama for doing all that trauma like that. But so I like to deal with regulars. So my thing is that we have already established that rapport with those regulars. I think we have. We good. Just by chance.
Regulars.
I'm not coming over there just to watch TV or move with you. We're going to do it sooner or later, and then we can still do our league. Because I can do everything that you want me to do with you, I can do it at my house by myself.
But, okay, but I almost feel like, I'm like, look, I'm going to give up
Y'all
the
giving
coochie.
very Sodom and Gomorrah vibes.
I'm going to give up the coochie. But you still...
Jezebelianas.
I'm one of them girls. Like, it's the cookiness. I'm going to give it up, but you still got to go through the motions. I can't just say you're going to come over and smash. No, you're going to come over. You're going to come over and I'm going to open the door in some nasty outfit and be like, hey. And then you already going to know. I'm going to be like, why are you sitting over there? Get in the bed. Take off your pants. What? That's how we do this. And then you gonna know you're going to Pound Town in the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi.
So y'all just go straight past go and collect $200.
Listen, baby, this ain't thing. Like all that romance, all that TV shit, I don't want to do it. Okay, I don't want to do it. And I tell people, and maybe this problematic. All that, baby, I'm not in the deficit for like affection, emotion, self-esteem. I got all that in my parents' house while being cultivated. I know what I'm coming over here for, okay? I don't need you.
Oh, y'all not trying to get to know the people last name.
In between, we're doing that while we talking in text.
We are.
I'm just so confused right now.
No, ain't nothing to be confused about. When I come over there, we gonna do that and then.
This is very rushed.
No. But we'll say this.
This is very rushed. You know, my anxiety is getting high just thinking about this.
That's been a commonality with all the guys I've dated. Like it's all, I don't care different backgrounds I live. Like within them 3 days, it's going down.
So I will say.
Wait. So you meet a person in 3 days. Y'all doing the Mountain Dew?
I just said 3 days. Within them 3 days.
3. So if I'm inviting, if I'm inviting you over, unless it's a problem, I'm letting you in the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi water park. Unless
in 3 days, sis?
No, one. I need one. I need you to come on. Cause look, if you coming over, why would I have you come over when I like my own space? I live alone. If you coming over, I'm giving up the coochiness unless you come over and I'm like, no, I'm not giving up the coochiness. Like, not today. No, I'm gonna give it up. I might talk all that cash money shit, cash money for the 99 and the 2000s. I might talk it all. But baby, when you come over, I'm gonna give up the. I'm gonna open the door in your t-shirt. I'm gonna open the door in a bra and some panties and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Right.
I'm off the game.
Hold on, let me try. Then you want to pull on to hold on. Say, listen, it's really simple. It's really simple. Really simple.
Brene Brown didn't write no books about this.
They may be, but if you, and it's to whomever. Now I know different people like different things, and it's very problematic. However, I know a lot of. I can definitely say experiences with men, like friends, things like that. The ones that want to be whining, not like this cool. You have it out there for you. Like we can do that, and then some. I don't give a fuck about all that. Like, oh, this like if we ain't talk like via texting over the phone prior to getting over there by all that. Like I don't want to get over there for that. I had to have it one time in the past decade, and I promise you.
Hold up.
He didn't like the outcome. I know I didn't, and he just sent me a friend request like this year. Cause I'm like, oh, you called me over there like 2-something in the morning for that. Now here go the thing. I respect no, it's all lit, this, and the other. But baby, you're not gonna get a second opportunity to waste my time.
Okay, so I have a question for everybody that give it up. Have y'all ever had a nigga come over and he wanted to just hang out and he didn't, he or she or they did not want to come into the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi water park? Have y'all ever had that happen?
One time.
Yes, I had that happen all the time.
All the time?
Yeah, because I actually invite people over to play the game. Y'all invite people over to be heathens.
You know what? I had it happen to me. I was like, I want this nigga to come into the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi water park. I opened the door in lingerie. I was on the bed. I was telling him to sit down, calm down. He talking about his brother just got shot. I was on some ratchet girl radio host shit. I said, well, sit down. Let me make you feel good. Let me help you relax. He went off on me and talking about how could I think about relaxing when his brother just got shot, and he stormed out of my apartment. I was so disgusted that he did not stay. I was so disgusted.
So what did he want to do?
I wanted him to come into the indoor heated super soaker jacuzzi water park.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted him to ride all the rides.
Right.
I didn't care about his brother that got shot.
Yo,
I did not.
Being honest.
When he said,
if you're not somebody, here's the thing: we got to start having these real conversations. But quit giving people these titles and putting them in positions that it's not that. Like if that's not your significant other and all that, why you want all that from them?
And you know what? And I was like, oh, your brother got shot. Oh, come here, baby. Let me hold you and console you. Why would you come over if your brother was shot? Baby, it's midnight, okay?
No.
You know what I'm looking for. You're not just.
well, bullies don't know the time, the hour, or the day.
Baby, listen, don't wait till midnight. Baby, listen, after them hours, you know what it is before you coming up over there.
I don't believe it, and I just want to say I believe that y'all are heathens.
Okay, well, listen, I'll be all that. I'm all that. I welcome thee. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm not driving nowhere after a certain time to sit up there and do Bible study. I'm not doing it. I don't want to have no talking points. I don't give a fuck what you think about the politics, cancel culture, none of these. Come over there is for that. And I'd rather it not be, because once you start talking and things of that nature, then I can somewhat start be unattractive.
It's very much so like sex trafficking.
Now, I will say that in lesbian culture, once you hit it, Baby, you about to might as well pack your bags because you about to be moved in a couple of days.
My God.
That explains a lot.
Y'all about to y'all about to be together, get your cat prepared to move. Like y'all about to be
They got to get a puppy.
When you dealing with men, when you dealing with cis men, and they hit it, you don't ask them to move in, but they ask to fall asleep, and then you be like, "Nah, nigga, get up, get up. This is not your shit. Get up." And then they be trying to come back talking about some. It feels good, it feels comfortable. Yeah, cause you probably homeless, nigga. Of course, a bed feels comfortable to you.
And then,
you know, the last time that happened to me, a guy was like, I gotta wash the dishes, you know, before I get to go to bed. He was like, well, I'll just help you wash the dishes in the morning. You don't help me wash the dishes in the morning. How will you be here?
no, because he's telling you he's spending the night.
Huh?
He's telling you he's spending the night.
No, he not.
Did he pack his spend the night bag?
No.
Wait, what Crystal say the cat be through with that?
Crystal was through with us. This is like when we had the anniversary party and Crystal had to come in and walk in.
So I just want to let the people know none of this was on the agenda. He was really supposed to be trying to find Kelly Price.
Well,
I thought they said she was okay.
It got serious real quick.
Kelly Price said she died.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What you mean? Hold on.
She said she had died. She had came on around back there to life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm confused.
Bring me the light. Child, listen. Long story short, she all right. She's battling COVID.
She's she around there listening to that gospel music and she preparing to come back.
I thought her boyfriend kidnapped her. Child, I'm still stuck on a couple days ago, I guess.
Right.
She moved so fast.
Come on, she moves so fast. If that don't sound like somebody old. It's something like they said about the young girl at the family barbecue. She just moves so fast. Like, it's just give you something like that's what Maya Angelou was saying on Poetic Justice when she was talking about Janet Jackson. And when they just move so fast.
For real,
that girl ain't been more married.
So now she dead and came back to life.
Yeah, she had died and she had came back to life, but she is yet now living in the land of the living. Amen.
Okay.
I just want to know who is this gospel singer Kelly Price, because I only know of the R&B singer.
Me too.
My whole thing was I just wanted them to find Kelly Price because I just wanted to continue to be able to call people a fat ass Kelly Price. And I just felt like if they didn't find Kelly Price or something just happened to her, it wouldn't hit the same number when you had called somebody a fat ass Kelly Price. And so because of that, I'm just thankful that they found her.
But have they? Because they still waiting to hear Kelly.
No, Kelly went on something, child. Go to the shade room. They got a clip.
Maybe that was her boyfriend that did it.
They did what?
Put her voice out there. I don't know.
No, it was actually video of Kelly Price. Yeah, my boyfriend walking around here looking like motherfucker Kelly Price. He definitely looks like a fat ass Kelly Price. Definitely looks like a fat ass Kelly Price if I ever seen one. So, for all the people who don't know, excuse me, I'm drinking for punch from the OST liquor store. Passionate Thug is what I'm calling it.
Oh. That's what I need.
Yeah, don't we all? Okay, don't we all? But yes, so the Mahogany Project, we have space now. Very diligent over the last week and a day to really get it up and going and stuff.
When we having the party. That's the
party.
The party. The
grand opening party.
Yeah.
We probably won't have a grand opening party, until everything get really, really set up.
At least a soft party.
We are definitely going to be allowing people to stop by soon, to come by and check it out, see the space. But we won't be having a grand opening just soon right now. There's still a few things that needs to be done, but we'll definitely be we'll put out something in community some kind of way where community members can sign up to come by and view the space. You won't just be able to drop in and just sit. You will have to physically sign up, book a time to come by and see the space. But we definitely want community to be as engaged with this space as possible. We're going to be posting some social media clips where you can see, like my first day in the space. You'll be able to see what the space is looking like as we transition through it and really get it together for community. I'm actually doing videos every couple of days, taking pictures in the space. If people would like to donate time, resources, things like that, there are a few things that we need for the space. We can drop an Amazon wish list, or you can feel free to reach out to us directly to see what some of those things are. If you are willing to just come by, you want to help set up, help, put things on the shelf, unbox things. Hell, we actually have 2 storages that we actually need to get stuff out. If you're willing to help with that, we definitely need some help with it. But we definitely got a space, and I am so excited to share it with you guys. All the beautiful things that we'll be doing in the space and the ways that community will be able to come in and engage and participate as well. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm excited about that.
So is this going to continue to be a Pound Town crossover? I'm here for it. I mean,
so next on the agenda, since we're talking about Pound Town crossovers, so y'all had brought up R. Kelly and the pay to pray.
Pray. Mm-hmm.
Now don't go back in that closet.
Okay, trapped in the closet 97.
Mm.
Okay, that's how many years they gonna give him.
I hope so.
Good.
So what's the pay to pray? I know somebody was trying to tell me something about that. I wasn't too familiar.
Well, I just came up with the title because like within our group text message, there has been, and this is nothing new. And then like just even being like full disclosure, full transparency, being a person who has been a not quote unquote victim or survivor of like sexual assault several occasions. Let me say this. There's always been a pattern of me, well, let me not just limit it to men. People in power with finances able to have the privilege of the justice system working in their favor and paying off like certain victims. And some people can't be bought. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, and I can't even lie, being full transparent, depending on how much the money is about certain situation, it may be a yay or a nay in certain situations. However, we know that people in position of power has always been able to utilize what they have to get them out of certain situations.
Ooh, use what they got to get what they want.
There we go. And we've seen it all the time. This has been happening since before we were here, before our parents were thoughts of being here. And, I think it's always going to continue to happen. Unfortunately. So that's where it came out. So then you have all these predators they see something that they want, they go after it. And then they don't really want to have to deal with the consequences, so they throw money at it. And often, so many times, it works. And then the times it don't work, they gag because they're like, oh, wait a minute. You mean I was able to do this, that, and the other to you, or someone associated with me was able to do this, that, and the other for you, and I can't throw money at this? Now it's an issue. Now I got to take it up a notch. So that's why I said pray to play.
So I guess I want to pose this, or I want to throw this out there. Do you all feel like one of the reasons why R. Kelly is getting caught up is because white people have latched on? Because truth be told, we as a Black community have known about R. Kelly's doings for decades. It's literally been decades now. But I feel like white people, for whatever reason, they, have latched on, and every couple of years they pushed and pushed. And like, it finally gained traction, and like R. Kelly, was arrested, went to jail, was tried. Do you all feel like it was because of that? Because truth be told, predators within our community, they remain protected. Because, how many predators do we know, maybe personally and both celebrity wise, that are still protected, that are still preying on people.
I don't think it's the white influence. I think it's the age of social media, and it's also the millennial Gen Z. I don't give a fuck. You going down. We're not taking that shit. We are progressive and more than our predecessors were. So I think our parents and our like older cousins tolerated the bullshit of R. Kelly and the rest of them. And our generation is like, hell no, we won't go. Like that doesn't fly here. And so the lady that put together the Mute R. Kelly, I think she's a millennial black woman. And so I think that her influence and then the age of social media of the knowledge of it really got out and people started paying more closer attention to it due to it being widespread. Because it used to be like a hush hush in our community, like, oh yeah, R. Kelly like to pee on little girls, and it was like a little joke or whatever. Even Dave Chappelle sung about it. So white people knew back then because white people were singing the R. Kelly song about pee on, little girls. And folks really found it funny. Even white folks were laughing at it. And I think nowadays we don't take shit like that funny. We're not laughing at those jokes.
I think it's also something to note that it's for R. Kelly going down. I don't want to say the majority, but a lot of prominent. I'm going to talk about cis black men. They're predatory. They have a lot of predatory behavior. And it's like for every R. Kelly that goes down, while yes, his behavior was highlighted on social media, there's a lot of similar behavior that is still accepted. So it's like while the millennial generations did target R. Kelly, they still actually protect and uplift a lot of predators that are very similar to R. Kelly. How do you all, I guess I'm not asking really how do you all feel about that, but I just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
So to go back a little bit to what Marlena said, I first want to echo what she said. I definitely agree with what she said. The fact that we're living in an area where people are more like, well, our mom and them may have accepted that shit, but we ain't accepting that shit no more. Like, and the fact that people now know that some of this shit is an option, right? Like, oh my God, we can still, bring this up. We can still talk about this. Like, we can still take action behind this. It's also people knowing shit like that. I also don't think it's a thing that white people have co-opted the movement around R. Kelly because white people were in control of the record label. White people were paying him. White people were also going to the tours and shit like that. Just because they wasn't in the back getting pissed on don't mean white people wasn't aware.
Yeah. I definitely think, again, it's more of a generational thing. Just as us as a whole, as millennials and Gen Z, we don't stand for the shit. I mean, because Aaliyah and all of them are like in Gen X. That's my big brother's age group. And I remember even when being a child and hearing about that Aaliyah R. Kelly shit, the shit didn't sit right to me. But yet, they didn't say too much of nothing. And, we just basically now we are in a position of power where we have social media and utilizing our platforms. And we're just basically like, the day to get you is over with, baby. Like a lot of shit that, like Tamia said, and it's like they said in Love You Such Way, will work so well for you before, but for me it won't do. Like we're not doing it no more.
But they are still doing it. That's the thing.
They are, and then they're picking and choosing. I definitely do think it's a lot different with our generation compared to the previous. Of course, it's not going to be fixed overnight. But you definitely got some people that they definitely protect. However, they don't have any mind. They don't have any issue attacking people like Gen X, baby boomers or older. Like they're all fair game. So, and who's to say like Gen X or the Alpha generation, 20 years from now won't be just doing the same thing to us. But as of right now, they just easy prey.
And I think too was the perfect storm. And two, I think it was the perfect storm of the Me Too movement. So when all that stuff was coming out, it was the Me Too movement popping off at the same time. Even though we know that Miss Burke, Tana Burke, has been doing Me Too since the 90s, it really took off when white people co-opted the movement. And so I think just hearing, about Me Too, a lot of folks jumped on the bandwagon about the R. Kelly issue as well. And then you had the, Black Lives Matter, Listen to Black Women, all that stuff compiled on top of it. just created the perfect storm, so to speak, for him to be able to, you know, adhere to his crimes and be held accountable for what he's done.
One thing that I'm starting to realize, and this may be this may be me search and not research, is the fact that I have come to notice that a lot of people within our generation has experienced a lot of sexual trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think it's like when we hear this, we are triggered, we are reminded of what we had to experience. And so because of that, we want to act in some capacity. In some cases, while the person may not be me, I may not ever see my day of getting my justice. Being able to help and support somebody else in some way or shape, form, or capacity is some form of liberation for self, some way of like letting go and combating that trauma that I think a lot of us have experienced either knowingly, unknowingly, or both.
No, seriously, it's definitely a lot of that. Being able to, I guess, get some vindication through vicariously through any other victim. It's just it's like I don't want to say too little, too late. I'm glad that it's happening. It's a process, y'all. Like we have to dismantle and unprogram a lot of shit that was before us. You know, because you look at a lot of movies. Yeah, I've been on this big Dallas kick, binge watching every night, and seeing how they moved in the '70s, the late '70s, and all through the '80s, like how they were talking to their secretaries, is doing certain things. Like now, like we clutch our pearls and our piece of chain, but that was the norm. So I think we also have to always consider, like with cancel culture, the time of society it's in. Whether it's right or wrong, we also have to understand who all played a part. Yes, that individual who committed those acts is issue, but the system and the culture and environment that allowed them to should also be held accountable.
And I think that's a fair assessment. I honestly agree with that. I think that's a fair assessment. I'm not saying that sexual assault and things like that wasn't big in the 90s or it wasn't an issue in the 90s or the 2000s or things like that. I'm not saying, but the way people responded to it, the people level of awareness around it, and cognitive level of awareness, right? And then people experiences in their own house homes. Um, I think that also played a big part of it, right? And we said this before, right? If your mom is, married your daddy, your daddy was 27, your mama was 14. That was the norm. Your granddaddy 21, your grandmama was 13, 12. They was married with kids. That was the norm. And so for a lot of people, it's still trying to break that mindset of that because that was what they knew.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
different. And yet we still have someone who got technicalities though. We got Bill Cosby out, So the work is not done. It's gonna like we fall from like being like from overcoming situations, man. We just gotta make sure that we check these individuals at every instance and we have to be consistent across the board.
Mhm. I agree, and clearly, you still seeing people coming forward, right? Somebody just came forward and said, what is his name? Andrew Cuomo, the guy on CNN. Somebody came forward and said that she experienced sexual assault while working with him.
Yeah.
And he's
You got,
so fine. He a fine white man. Like, why? Why would you do that?
And yeah,
I would have gave you some coochie.
my God.
I'll tell you something.
He is fine. He is a fine white man.
He is, but we also have to understand it, like just what that looks like. And I'm always my thing is different. To might catch some slack from it because from being like a cis black man, I'm also on the other side of it, of like the reports of falsely accused. I'm definitely not. I'm more so about listening to all women, because you have situations that unfortunately people have used that card or the side effect of privilege of being able to say, well, he did this to me, he did that to me. So I'm definitely at this point to like we need to listen to all victims and we need to do our due diligence to investigate that because currently we have a president that definitely had all these allegations and all this stuff against them, because we wanted. Well, I can't speak general, but because so many people wanted the previous in the occupant out of the office, they were willing to overlook it. And
even videotapes and stuff telling you how he physically and verbally have assaulted and accosted women. in his presence and in presence of others.
Yep. So
I think it's also this, you know, rape culture is derivative of white patriarchy, white capitalist patriarchy. And I think that we see it, whether it's reinforced through men thinking that they own women's bodies just for sex. We see it whether, you know, men owning women's bodies for reproductive and fertility. Rape culture is just a thing. Like, it's a thing. And I think that Black people, while Black people, yes, they want to be liberated, Black people really just want power. They really want power.
And
a lot of cis Black people want power just to be white. They want the white person's power. And having white power is rape culture. That literally is what's at play.
I agree. Well, you know, I even take it a step further because if my mom said we're gonna play right. I think a lot of people, I don't even want to leave it to our cis counterparts because we know some gay tips that just won't. It's a difference, and now I'm at a point like within the past month.
You said gay tips?
Gay tips. Oh yeah, it's a thing.
Oh,
Gay who? Not saying what was that?
Gay tips.
Gay tips. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's gay. And you know, that deals with internalized homophobia and all of that, transphobia and all of that. And I have to question sometimes when we get into certain conversations and debates, what's the end game? Because me personally, and I know sometimes it may come off insensitive, but my thing is I'm always trying to get everybody on a level of equity. You have some people that just want to get their lick back. And they want their power, whatever they look like. They want to basically, if the opportunity was given to them, I want to be in the position of the people who have oppressed and suppressed individuals, whether it may be white people, the classism, whoever. They want to be in that power. They don't want to be in a position to where everybody's on that playing field. And I think we also have to, well, at least with me, I have to question who I'm engaging in conversation with, because if that's your goal, then we're always going to bump heads when it's coming to what that looks like as far as like a commonality. Because if you want to just replace the individual that's oppressing it, then we're never going to be on the same page, you know. And I'm not knocking what you're doing. However,
I'm knocking it because I'm like, at this point, if you're not doing the work for the most marginalized, for the Black trans, the Black TQNC, the Black disabled, the Black poor, disabled, overweight, you know, can't get a job. Like, if you're not doing the work for them, then all you want is power. That's all you really want at the core.
You want power? Because I had a conversation this weekend about like community work. We were doing this health, and like, y'all, I want to take a backseat today because I really don't want to be in the forefront of a lot of stuff. However, sometimes you have to question people's motives, you know, and the opportunities. And I hate to say this, but I have to be real. It's really easy to make a name of yourself by saying you're an advocate in certain situations versus like in any other career field, you know, because all I got to do is put on social media or do this. Hey, I'm for the people. I'm for Black women. I'm for people with trans experience, this, that, and the other. And bam, I get all this on the ride.
Like, how do you really verify this shit?
But like I said, it's the ENTP. It's the ENTP in me. All you have to do, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, to get the understanding that you need is follow a person's patterns. What are they doing outside of that?
Outside of social media? Are they really doing? You don't. Now, I'm not saying that you gotta march.
No.
Be in the streets marching. I'm not saying that. But you have to be. You can't be no social media gangster. Like, okay, that's not gonna do nothing. And I think that a lot of people are social media gangsters and social media wanksters.
Yeah,
that's showing my age, but hey, it is what it is.
And that's how I follow politicians too, though. When I look at politicians, I look at what was the reason why you got into politics. And although Joe is who he is, and I, you know, none of his victims have really, you know what I mean, came forward and stuff. I look at why he got into politics in the first place. I want to know the backstory behind people. And my dad always makes fun of me because I'm always reading like the biographies of like politicians because I want to know why. Like when Barack Obama got into office, I immediately knew why, because I read both of his books. He got into politics because he wanted to make a name for himself when it came to health equity, because his mother experienced some issues trying to get treatment for cancer, and his whole thing wasn't about racial justice. It wasn't about helping marginalized communities. It was about health equity and to make sure to try to get us to have universal health care like Canada and the rest of the other modernized countries in the world. And so I like to look at folks like back history, like why did you get into what you did? Like, did you get into HIV activism because of your diagnosis? What will you do? Why do you want to do racial justice work? Is it because of an issue that you had in your past? Like, why are you doing the things you do? And I think it's important for us to make sure that we are looking at folks that identify as activists or organizers. Like, why are you in this work? Like Sean, oh my God, the light skinned guy, I forgot his name. He's an activist.
He said he was not stealing money from y'all GoFundMe account, and y'all go stop saying it.
Yeah, okay. Sean King is a mess, and he is nobody's activist or organizer. He is a cash grabber.
He had GoFundMe to pull the receipts.
It's like, again, Marty and I agree with you. Like, you just have to, again, but y'all got this, like Diamond saying, please, don't count nobody else's research but your own. It's so easy to attach to certain like causes like that's going on and be like, bam, this is a photo op opportunity, like many politicians. Like one in Houston that's not from Houston, but let you say some old black people gonna jump on you. Y'all put this together because I don't want us to get any like.
I hated that.
But you got a little more. She's always there for that. However, what does it look like in the background? And I don't want to be associated with like shit like that no more because it's exhausting, y'all. It really is. It really is.
I agree with you.
I
agree with you.
Me too. Me too.
Exhausting and like but like we said about like even going back to Barack, I think a lot of times we have to question even our own congenital dissonance. Like, let's be real. A lot of people voted for Barack because he was black or biracial, whatever you want to call it.
I didn't vote for Barack Obama.
And then which there was nothing wrong with that, but you have a lot of people that.
Well, I didn't get to vote in general.
I just the first time I voted was for Joe Biden.
I didn't vote in period because I went to Prairie View, and historically, it's always been an issue with people who lived on Prairie View campus voting in Waller County or voting at Prairie View, so I didn't get to vote.
And then a lot of people saying, "What did he do for black people?" This the other. And then again, doing your own research. This ain't no shades to Barack Obama, but this is calling a thing. This man, and we have to be more conscious of being able to eat the meat and spit out the bones, because whether we like the people or not. Ben Carson made an excellent point. Like, Barack Obama grew up middle class white. This man is not a descendant of nobody's slave. Okay? Mm-hmm. So why would you expect for him to get in office and to react that same way? Yes, he is black. His father is African. His mother is white. Nobody, again, his ancestor was not on that boat, that Atlantic slave trade boat. So, stuff like Juneteenth and all the rest of them aren't important. I'm not saying it's not important to them, but it doesn't hold the same weight on them as it would somebody else that is a descendant of that, because that's not his story.
Well, I think it plays into the black community it's very much group. It's based on group dynamic. Like, it's a group. We're oneness. And I think that what people fail to realize is once you start throwing different privileges into blackness, it becomes the black people that have the privileges become more so individuals as opposed to a group. And I'll say that personally. I'll say that being someone that's a black woman of trans experience, that's college educated, that yes, I've struggled, but I haven't struggled as much as my trans sisters have or my trans siblings have. I have privilege and I exist in a space where I think as an individual sometimes and not as a community. So it happens when you start throwing privilege into the intersectional identities. And I think that what tends to happen is within our Black community, we think that we're all oneness, and Black overrides everything. And if you're Black by look, not even by identity, by look,
the phenotype. Seriously.
You also have to look at who raised him. I mean, the folks who raised him were white women. And then I also didn't like the fact that he tried to identify with the Black culture by saying, oh, my mother was on food stamps. Okay, sir, my parents weren't, and I'm Black. Like, what is that? How does that matter? And sir, you were on a plane living in Indonesia at 6 years old. Like that. That's not a lot of Black folks' experiences, sir. Like, that's just not. And so I began to really side-eye him. And I told my parents, I was like, hey, like, and I think it was a freshman in college when I first was able to vote, and I voted for him. I was like, I voted for him, but I don't think he's gonna be no good for our community. And my parents was like, oh, well, the first 4 years he can't really do stuff for Black folks or the Black community because they just came up with all these excuses. I was like, okay. They were like, wait till his second term. I said, okay. We waited till the second term. He's done stuff. He did stuff for Hispanic communities with DACA and some of the immigration reform that he was trying to do. He did stuff for Muslim communities. He was the first president to host Ramadan. He repealed Don't Ask, Don't Tell. He repealed DOMA, the Defense of Marriage Act, for LGBTQ folks. Like, he's done so much for marginalized communities. Yet when you look at his largest base that voted for him at the largest block, Black folks, we were just shitted on, as we are a lot politically. And I can't wait for the day in which our community can really understand their voting power, because we have such a large, huge, like, voting block that really matters. Like, we literally tip elections, and people say they vote don't matter, but we can tip an entire election. So,
and we also have to understand that, again, I know this is so cliche beside time, but we're not monolithic. They're going to be conservative Black people that vote that way. All bullshit aside, even family members of mine, they bring up certain talking points that Donald Trump did. Well, he do got a point about the wall and XYZ. My thing is, I want to be around like-minded individuals. My vibe is my tribe. Again, I don't care what default characteristics we share, whether you Black, have Nigerian, Black American, progressive, all that. I don't want to be around you if you, regardless of what we share, you're still gonna be transphobic. You're still gonna be homophobic. All this elitism.
My family bring up Donald Trump in the wall. I said, "Oh, so you want to fight?
Yeah,
you want to fight? That's so you want to fight?"
Y'all so damn crazy.
Even with this abortion ban, like, y'all, it's so crazy hearing certain people have these conversations about it. It's not crazy. It's reality. Just taking the veil off.
My thing is just when they gonna put vasectomies on
Never.
the roll call.
never.
I have to see.
Never.
When they gonna put vasectomies on there?
Never. Because they can't because people don't police men's bodies, and they never do.
Mm-mm.
Unless it's a gay Black man.
It's a gay, yeah.
Or Hispanic Black gay man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Then we're gonna police what they wear, like Lil Nas X. We're gonna police what they wear, how they perform on stage, what the children. Then we'll go into that diatribe.
Right. But is that for the reproductive organs? I'm never gonna do that.
I'm like, how y'all let Professor X Wheels pass this bullshit? Why hasn't nobody pushed him off the cliff yet? I'm sick of it.
I don't mean to be ableist, but can we get Hot Wheels up out of there? Because I can't take it.
I mean, but that's what we gotta do. The people who are watching this child, the election is coming up in next year, next November.
Out of there. Oh
Make
my
sure
God.
you are registered to vote. People put all this power behind the presidential elections. This, and this, but your local officials is what really matter. Mm-hmm. Your governor, your mayor, your state and district and local representatives. Those are the county clerks and commissioners. The motherfucking district attorney. Yep. Okay? Because here's the get you got you. Motherfuckers be like, oh, my vote don't matter. My vote don't matter. Then y'all be praying and telling everybody to kill free Lil Ray Ray. But if Lil Ray Ray would have used his vote to go vote for a district attorney that was more equitable and more fair because you actually get the vote for the motherfucker who prosecutes you.
Airport.
Well, what if Lil Ray Ray needed to be in?
We'll talk about that later because that part be Lil Ray Ray went upside your motherfucking head and yeah, you up here talking about say Lil Ray Ray. You gonna be all upside your head and now you're talking about free Lil Ray Ray, okay? No, but you get to vote for your prosecutor. And people do not show up for the local elections, and that's what matters. You say your vote don't matter, but when you it's time to cast the vote, that really fucking matters. You guys don't show up because the whole thing about the mask mandate, the president cannot mandate a local mask mandate. The fucking governor or your mayor or your what the fuck's her doggone the county judge, they are the people who do these things, not the fucking president.
But you know what? It really stems from a lot of marginalized people at the core think that their life doesn't matter. That's why they don't do things like invest in their health, take the vaccine, take, whatever precautions they need to have a safer, longer lasting life. They don't vote because they think that their life doesn't matter. They think that their voice doesn't matter. And I think that that's really at the core what it's about. Like a lot of marginalized persons talk a good game, but they don't understand, like, if you really thought that, Black is king, then you would make sure that you would protect Black life at all costs, and you would understand what you need to do socially to protect and uplift. And I think that a lot of marginalized people really don't. Like, they don't think that their life matters, their voice matters. They don't think that they matter. Because if they did, then they would do the things that they need to do to be able to protect. If they did, they would understand that, like, Black queer persons have the lowest vaccination rate at 29%. 29%. Like, they don't, I feel like that if they really truly believed it, then we would know that our vote can shift and change elections. We would know that getting vaccinated would help us, reach herd immunity, and we wouldn't have to wear fucking masks forever. But I think that really, as a community,
forever.
Look,
but then you have people that aren't that are of privilege that are spreading misinformation. You have, people at the forefront like Nicki Minaj that are spreading misinformation, like, oh, I need more research, or oh, this, or oh, that. Like, you have people at the top that are doing these things that have large influences over younger folks, over queer folks, over people that are spreading this misinformation. And I do think that it is vaccine mistrust, which, I mean, Black people should have medical mistrust because the medical community has done so much harm in Black spaces. But I also think that our leaders and entertainers do a grave disservice sometimes when they spread misinformation.
My question be when people are like, "Oh, I need more information. I need more of this. Are you reading the information that's like already out there? Because
no,
you said that I need. First of all, if you was reading the shit that was out there, my thing is, bitch, you'll still be reading. So how would you talk about that you need more information? That's the part that pops me. Like, girl, are you reading the stuff that's already out there?
And if they were doing their research, they would know that SARS, which was back when Barack Obama was in office, is the same thing as COVID, and that they've been working on this vaccine for almost 10 years. They would really do their research. They would
get a COVID test and you get the paper, it actually say SARS test.
Yes.
On the paper.
Yes. This is not something new.
COVID is a form of SARS. They would know that.
Yeah, it most definitely says SARS test on the paper. Most definitely. I read it.
Yeah. I think it's pretty disgusting that folks do that. And I also think that it is also cishet folks that are perpetuating a lot of the medical mistrust in community, and they are peddling it throughout. And they also have a certain amount of privilege, and so they hold space in community more than, us on this call do.
Yeah,
Agreed.
they control the media. They control all, forms of communication. So yeah, I completely agree.
And like it's definitely true. With great power comes great responsibility. It's until like in the recent past, like maybe like 2 to 3 years, I didn't realize these quote unquote influencers and these celebrities had that much influence over individuals' everyday life. To me, all bullshit aside, y'all know I love Nicki Minaj till the cows come home. However, I am a person that's cognizant of, baby, I don't agree with everything that my parents say, let alone my siblings. So regardless of how much I live for your artistry, baby, if what you're saying isn't making sense to me, there's nothing that you're going to be able to say, do. I don't give a damn how many Dragon Balls you may accumulate, the social response,
Dragon Balls.
the tone.
You know what? I don't know if it's a generational thing, but I'm like, it's no celebrity ever, no influencer ever that I would stand to the point of just undying loyalty. I don't get it. And I'm like, maybe that's a generational age thing, because I don't even stand for Queen B, Little Kim, or Beyonce, because Little Kim was the original Queen B. So I don't know. Or Britney, the other Queen B that y'all don't want to talk about. But I don't stand for any of them.
Yeah.
So I'm
Really
like,
can't
I
even
don't.
get her house in order. Never mind. Go ahead.
No, think of anybody like that. I love them. Of course, I love Nikki. I definitely do think her artistry is top tier. Always will be. There's nothing that she can say. There's nothing that my faves could tell me that I did not agree with that I'm going to do. And I have to be in realization that my reality, my perception is not everyone's reality. You have individuals that will hear that and not get vaccines. However, I want us to make sure that we realize we have these conversations that she is not alone in that thought process. We have a lot of people that go out to
the Rhymes, and they had him out at the MTV Awards.
so like I just don't get it. My own father, he's in that age group and refused to be vaccinated because he's a big conspiracy theorist, this, that, and the other. And like you said, y'all say y'all want to do your own research. How much more research do you need to do? If you have small phones,
My thing is y'all smoke hookah. I don't know what the fuck is in hookah, but I want Black people to let go of the hold that hookah have on y'all and really just let it go. Let it go. Y'all,
I think hookah give you a little high. That's what it be doing to me. Like if I'm out of the club,
doing poppers and they ain't got no problems with that.
it'll give you a little high.
I don't understand hookah. So you paying all that money to look cute in a picture? Because that's what I see in a video.
It'll give you a little high, just like a little bit. A little bit.
If I'm from the old school, if I'm trying to get buzzed, I want to get buzzed quick, fast, and in a hurry. I don't got time to be paying $40, $50.
You gotta get her some Alizé.
I don't.
I definitely agree with Adonis though. I think it's Adonis and Joel. I think it's a generational thing. I think with celebrity culture and standing celebrities to the point of like willing to beat somebody up over it, I definitely think it's a generation thing because younger folks tend to be like, that's my person. If that person say go eat grass outside your mama house, I'm gonna go eat grass outside my mama.
Now I will fight over y'all. I will fight over y'all saying that Thriller is not the #1 motherfucking video and song of all time. Now I'll fight over that. But I'll fight over y'all talking about Beyonce Formation is the #1 video of all time. That don't even make no sense, but whatever.
And I ain't fighting for none of my motherfuckers. They ain't giving me a cut.
Exchanging like in playful dialogue, but baby, none of them may shake or break my pocket to the point where I'm gonna be like, oh, like especially when you talking about some shit that morally, like morally and my principles go against. I can't defend it. Like I can definitely. I'll go head to head and just say that Nicki Minaj is just the best lyricist. I'm not going head to head with nobody about saying, oh, she right, because no, like the shit is stupid to me. It's stupid to me. And it needs to be consistent across the board, I think, for a lot of people. Eat the meat, spit out the bones, like realize, hey, that all these people that you're going up for, whether you like the artist or not, are people. You know, they're gonna be flawed. If you can't separate that or check your faves on shit that they do, you are also the problem.
Mm-hmm. And it's one thing, when you brought up to whom much is given, much is required. That's something that I told the baby. I was like, look, you are no longer Jonathan Kirk from North Carolina. You are the baby with millions of followers on social media and billions of music streams. Yep. You are no longer, you know what I mean, who you used to be. You now have a responsibility to community, especially to Black folks, because we make culture and we made you cool. Had Black folks not co-signed you, you wouldn't be shit. So you owe us due diligence, especially the Black queer folks, because we make shit cool.
Okay, you'll be a grown ass baby.
Period.
I gave him the coochie before then. Okay. The fuck?
And people fail to realize, and like I told people, I want to make sure this is even with the whole, like back in the day, like even with the whole impulse scandal and shit like that, when she was saying, y'all, it is really easy not to say any goddamn thing. I promise you. It's so much shit, regardless of how much just I post, like within the picture. It's so easy not to post something, not to say something. Like, I've never had a gun pointed to my head, or my family member said, "Oh, they got a gun in my head if you don't post this, or if you don't say this." Like, a lot of shit you don't have to say. Like, i.e. Beyonce. Beyonce don't say a lot of things on a lot of shit. Even at times we may want her to speak on something. But if you do not know, don't say shit. When in question, don't say shit. People can't question or attack you for what you did not say.
I do know I'm not saying nothing unless it pertains to business work or I'm getting paid for it. Because what is the point? Like, what is the point? I don't understand.
Sometimes I struggle with it because sometimes I feel like everybody take that approach of like, oh, I'm not gonna say something.
Really?
Yes, I feel like sometimes you gotta say something to a bitch.
I feel like a lot of people say stuff.
I feel like people have a social responsibility, though. I do feel like when you have a certain platform and you've reached a certain esteem, I do feel like you have social responsibility. And I love Beyonce. Do not get me wrong. I think she is a great artist. And I love Beyonce. But I think that sometimes she does have a responsibility to say something. Like, I think when certain things go on in culture, like especially when it comes to Black folks, with her, when she came out with her Black Panther outfits and, you know what I mean, basically spoke about Black Lives Matter without speaking about it. I think that was great. And I think it's great that our artists are able to, because back in the day, that's what artists were doing. They were talking about politics and political issues without directly speaking about them, but put it in their artistry as a way to bring awareness. Even, all the way back in the day when they were talking about swinging from trees, strange fruit. When they were talking about strange fruit.
Talking about Billie Holiday.
Yeah, Billie Holiday, strange fruit.
Mama went to glory, okay, believing what she believed. And
it's important.
It's a social responsibility. Charlene Carruthers, who wrote Unapologetically Black, a queer feminist mandate for movement building. You get the picture. She said in there that that she has that she experienced one time somebody trying to silence her or being in the space where she had so much where she had been wrong and felt that she had to keep that in for the group, for the good of the group, or for the betterment of the people around her, but not knowing that was internally, strangling her and holding her hostage, and that our silence is us, that we have a social responsibility to be vocal, especially in the realm of like community advocacy, movement work, community mobilizing. And I would even go as far as to say things like entertainment, literary work. You have a social responsibility to move the needle, to move the margin, right? And so to be wrong and sit in silence and allow somebody to wrong you and then get up and then fight, for the next person, or being able to advocate for the next person while sitting in silence and experiencing trauma is not okay.
I agree, but I also want to bring up the intersectionality that people, a lot of times they forget, because somebody like a Beyonce has hundreds of millions of dollars. She is so far removed. Now, yes, she is still a Black woman, but she's a very rich Black woman.
Right.
So
Oh,
rich
she's a rich bitch, Frederick.
that she's so far removed from those challenges that people expect her to speak up for them, but why would she? Honestly, like, yes, it's a social responsibility, but she's at this point, I don't even consider, like, yes, she's a person, but she's a business. She's a corporation. I feel like at a certain point, privileged people around class, not to say that race doesn't exist, but their place in the intersectionality of their identity, it just becomes really muddy. And I feel like people complain about artists that are big like Beyonce or Jay-Z or maybe even a Nicki who misstep and don't speak on stuff, but people fail to realize they have hundreds of millions or billions of dollars, or Oprah. At this point, they are so detached from the overall struggles of the Black community that how would you expect them to speak for us? Like, I don't know. I'm torn because I do agree. You do have a social responsibility. That is a given, but I also want to speak to the fact that how can we expect them to go forth with their responsibility when they don't have no connection to us?
Right. And how authentic is it? Because even like doing the Democratic primaries, and I was telling some of my friends, like, regardless of them being Democrats, centrists, or progressive Democrats, all of those individuals on that stage have the same life as a conservative Republican. The same access and all of this shit too. And you're right. I think in hindsight, let me not say I think that you should, because I do think people should do what they want to do with their platforms. However, I definitely think, again, with great power comes great responsibility. However, with this Beyonce, Nicki Minaj, or even all these GOP conservatives that's anti-vaccine who have the vaccine, when it comes time for them to get medical care, they're not getting the same medical care that we get. You see what I'm saying? So whether they got the vaccine or not, but they got top-notch dollar to pay for top-notch shit. Mm-hmm. We have to make sure that we are always looking from a scope of reality that whether they say it or not, babe, they're not living the same life as us. They're not.
So social responsibility could be offering up space, and when you said that, it made me think of, you're right, because I wouldn't want a bitch speaking for me who is far removed from the proximity of what I'm experiencing with, right? And so social responsibility could be, maybe you're not well versed in this topic, right? But maybe you can do, not in the way that Cynthia Bailey did it, but you can give access to people to your social media accounts, right? Beyonce can say, okay, I'm going to come to Houston.
Right.
I'm going to go find some nonprofits and people out here who doing the work and moving and shaking. And I'm going to give them access to my social media account so they can go live and, do what they do. While that's you being socially responsible. It's saying, well, I know I don't have the capacity to speak on this topic. I know that my name carry weight. That's why Tina Turner wanted the name Tina Turner. I know my name carry weight. And so what I can do is I can use my name to develop a space that people will come and hear something they might not necessarily had or been privileged to had my name not been attached to.
The only person that I feel like that does that's at a very high level is Rihanna. That's the only person that I just feel like the majority of other celebrities,
Gabrielle Union does a good job.
Oh, I don't like Gabrielle.
But damn, so the lady can't get no credit because you don't like her?
I don't pay no attention to her.
And I think Lil Nas X does a great job with his platform as of recently.
But and not saying that he don't, but that's very cool.
But he's also Gen Z, so I look at them like different.
Lil Nas X?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't consider. I'm not to take nothing away, but I purposely didn't bring him up because I'm looking at like mega stars, like
Okay.
I'm looking at the mega stars because I purposely didn't include him because he is a generation or two in some cases below us.
Ava DuVernay.
No,
I just want
Yeah,
it to.
damn.
My whole thing,
Shoot out my comments down.
I definitely honestly feel as though if it's not gonna be authentic, if it's just performative, I'd rather you not do it. I'd rather you, like they say, I hate to reference her, but I gotta be real. I'd rather if you're gonna be a basketball player and all you have to contribute is you just dribbling, shut up and dribble, just shut up and dribble. If it's not gonna be authentic and you're not gonna follow through, I really don't need it.
I was just about to say that, Adonis. Put up or shut up. Like, either you are going to be all in the movement with us, like a Beyonce. Either you're going to be all in the movement, or you're just going to not be performative with your black attire costumes, with Black Parade and all that. Don't do all of that work towards black work and then backpedal and pussy pop and not really show forth effort in black spaces.
I really hope that people see, because Lil Nas X is the perfect example of, not only is Lil Nas X is a troll, yes, but Lil Nas X knew how to not just capitalize off of the Lil Baby situation, but he really used that as a way to elevate. And I think that brands could look at that. They probably won't, but they should look at that, because I mean that's the future. Literally, Lil Nas X is the future, and I think that so many brands are so stuck on what they already have that they can't look and see being all in. Because Lil Nas X was essentially all in that, like, and I don't think that a lot of these people have really what it takes to do that, for one or another reason.
So let me ask y'all this. Would y'all prefer somebody, because y'all said don't be performative about it, right? Or don't, what did y'all say, Adonis, what was you saying don't do?
But yeah, don't be performative about it. Like,
okay. So would you be open to somebody who was performative but well versed in the information? Or would you say, or would you just not want that person to be a part of it or at all?
to me, because I've experienced too many on a personal level, even though like on a lower tier, they just do it to do it. Like, to me, and this is me on a different aspect. Like, this is me definitely, like, my emotions. I don't buy it. Like, I can see when the shit is not authentic, and I don't want to be around it. I feel as though, depending on the cause, I'm being pandered to. I don't give a damn if you black and gay, you're another black queer man, a black person of trans experience. Like, if you're not authentically in it, your heart's not in it, I think it's pandering, and I don't want to fuck with you in the entity with it. Like, if you don't feel that way, I don't want you to force yourself to feel that way. Kind of like somebody being in a relationship. Like, if you're not in love, I don't want you to force yourself to be in love. Like, if this ain't your dish, baby, don't do it. And I'm all right with that. Everybody's not an advocate. Everybody doesn't need to be like yelling and screaming. I understand it. Everybody's not built like that. So I don't want you to sit up there and perform, because at the end of the day, to me, it's going to translate. I'm going to see it. And that time at the 11th or 12th hour, where someone who has the passion and vigor for it will be doing it, and you're not doing it, to me, it falls flat.
But at the same time, don't sing about my experiences. Don't bring up my experience in your artistry. Please and don't. Then want to not talk about the issues that come behind it. You know, I hate to keep bringing sis up, but like Nicki Minaj, like back in the day, she played into the whole bi thing. Like, she was bisexual and she would kiss girls and do all this stuff, but never do it.
Not just
her. Not just her. It was a lot of other, a lot of artists. Like, even Lil' Kim did the same thing. She kissed. I think she kissed Madonna or somebody. Somebody she kissed at one award show.
I think. Yeah. I think that for me, I don't know, because I don't know. I don't want to necessarily say don't be performative. I just want to say, if we're going like Adonis said, if we're gonna play fair, let's play fair.
Yeah.
I think that it's not fair that some people get off on being performative and some people don't. And I think that some people get caught up and some people don't. Some people get to play identity politics and some people don't. So, I can't necessarily say yes or no because I won't lie. I like, so there's some entertainment by some people that are performative that I enjoy. But I think that all the extra performative shit, just don't do it or just don't say nothing about it. Just don't do it. Like, just do the art and come with some strong art and, and leave it at that. But I think that artists are so fickle and flaky and untalented now that they have to be coming with performative shit. I think that they can't just stand on their talent.
Yeah. Prayer, because that's another conversation. But I don't think that these artists now, this ain't no shade to anybody, but I think now popularity is valued more than talent. Like no shade. Long as you got the following, we'll make you whatever you
or shade shit. Because these artists are trash.
Yeah, like a lot of the girls, like no shit, just ain't me throwing no shots nothing, but like even with the like a Cardi B, I love her personality, but shit, long as you got the following, then we're gonna give you the everything else, we're gonna have that machine behind you. But the artist development for the talent ain't the same like it used to be yesteryear.
Well, they eliminated that position in a lot of work. In a lot of those companies, they no longer have the A&R. So they literally just are, it's a machine at this point. It's who has the following, who has the support, who can we put the machine by to get us money. They don't have like the artist development of the 90s and prior, that's over. These people don't even know what that is at this point.
So, and I think she was more of an entertainer. Like, she's so entertaining. Like, she was so entertaining on her social media that they were like, oh, okay, well, she got a following and the bitch entertaining. Like, you could just put some tracks in front of her and kind of,
Hold on, what Jordan said? He said some artists do their own stuff. I can't see. I got my glasses.
The things and everything is into their systems where we are working to eliminate it. Some artists don't do their own stuff. Their teams run everything, which feeds into their system. The system we are working to eliminate.
Capitalism. It's true.
I was saying you can't hate the player, hate the game. I'm not knocking anybody for fulfilling their dreams. Like me, Lord knows, if I was blessed with the gift of vocals and song, baby, I'll be singing all day. I'll be there too. I was not. Hey, if they gave me an opportunity to, and me getting paid for it, would I take it? Hell yeah. So I'm not knocking them. I want to put the more accountability back on us, and I think that we are doing a horrible job. And I know it may sound like a trade to my generation as a millennial, but I think that definitely with millennials, later millennials, Gen Z, the lack of accountability of owning your shit and owning certain things is definitely going to end up being our demise. Seriously.
Well, I think that a lot of people so the thing that I'll say about our generation and the generation after us is with the generation before us, we were taught artistry. Like, we were taught a lot of things, and that's why our artists were great. That's why we had the Whitneys, Mariahs, Mary J's, Beyonce's, Michael's, Janet's. Like, we had all of these artists, and I think that with our generation, we're not passing that on. Like, we're not teaching the kids. We're not educating them. They are learning and they are scotch taping up their culture, and they don't have it. And I think that that's why we're getting the things that we're getting. And also, and I think that's why we're getting the things that we're getting. And that's why we're seeing that when we put an artist like a Cardi B, we try to propel her to be like a Nicki or a Kim or a Queen Latifah or any of those, and she's not. That's why she can't perform. That's why she can't go on tour. That's why she can't write. That's why, and I think that it's because us as a generation, we're not teaching the newer generation. We're not.
You know what? I agree with that. And more so, a lot of things, like if you ain't got to work for it and you're giving it to it, it's a whole different outlook because we'll have a conversation about boys who's cultural appropriating this, that, and the other. However, anybody, the only reason why I know, if y'all know my government person last name, then y'all probably know a little bit more inside of the story. But it's no secret who Bruno Mars modeled himself after, which is Morris Day and the Time, right? The reason I know my dad is a big fan. Again, my government name. If y'all put two and two together, you you understand why. Now, anybody, it's free game. Like you see all these orders of yesteryear. Hey, let me do that and then make it my own. Bruno Mars did that. We also have to have the value within our artists. Highs, lows, pros, cons to like learn from that and utilize that. But if we're taught, even with my son, like their social skills are the pits because of social media. If what I'm doing is good enough and I'm gonna get an A,
they don't get an A.
They don't get an A because even like they from dating a teacher saying that they can get these kids lower than a D. Then why in the hell do I need to put this extra effort if I'm gonna get past any damn way? So I think we definitely, as we progress, there's certain things as we progress that we cannot forget about from yesteryear that we still need to bring forward. Work ethic, things of that nature. Development is important. Well, it was at one point in time.
Well, yeah, I think it's, I think with our generation, so our parents' generation, they took getting older as a badge of honor and passing down traditions and
being baby mamas. Sensei said, and being a baby mama.
But I think in our generation, like, I won't lie, I'm 35, about to be 36. Baby, it's still hot girl summer. When my mother was 35, she had 3 kids. Okay? And so I think that our generation, we are in this weird place where it's like we're young, but we're old. Not old, but we're getting older. And we don't have that same paternal, maternal, let's nurture this next generation. We're trying to live our best life. We're not 35 is not the same 35 as my mother. No. Like, I still got my Megan knees, baby, and I'm gonna try. Right. And I just think that part of it is us as a generation owning, like, we have to bring them up. Like, we have to nurture them. We have to uplift them. And if we don't, these motherfucking kids are in trouble because we clearly see that ain't shit popping with these kids. They're in trouble if we don't take them under our roof.
But if we look at some folks that came before us, Martin Luther King didn't really have any predecessors. He wasn't teaching folks how to come behind him and really do the work that he was doing. I love Malcolm X, and he's one of the greatest teachers of all time, but he wasn't really nurturing the next set of folks to come behind him.
But and I think you out here being a whoremongler, you out here having sex with the white
woman. I think that's true, but that's what I'm saying. We got to nurture the next generation, but folks didn't nurture us. You know what I mean?
Or even sure, because we also have to, but that's a whole separate conversation. But we also, I don't know, while we have a Messiah complex as us as a people, however, I will say this: we need to step back and do an assessment of who are we putting on these platforms as leader and follow. Because I say this all the time: if a person that you are following, whoever they are in leadership, are not preparing you to take over at any given day. Because you never know what might happen. We got folks that ain't never died before.
That ain't never died before.
Right. If they're not preparing you to take up and giving you the lakes and the rivers that you're used to in case something happens, then all they are doing is preparing you to feed into their ego. So I agree with more than like a lot of them, not because it feels good to them. That power. Because if I give away this, then what do I have anymore? I don't have any more value. Not because I'm no longer valuable, but because I didn't invest in myself to continue to grow and to polish. So we also have to be mindful and assess like who we're following. and get what we can from them. Or have that conversation with them. Because a lot of people don't want to pass that baton, y'all.
Well, I think that we are the leaders. We are the leaders. Like yes, I think that whoever the people are following or who they are following, but essentially, like, if what I think that people can take one or two routes. They can either complain about what is being done, or they can empower themselves. Like, we really are the leaders. Like, if we have the knowledge that is not being shared, we can share it. And whether it's one person listening or 1,000 people listening, like, we can share it and put it out there, because really what we put out there, it will live beyond us. And we get in the memo that it's time to move on. But when we share, it can live beyond us. And I think that really it's about empowering ourselves as leaders within our generation to really uplift the future. But let's go ahead and move over to this and that.
Very much so, because I still got to go to the Tarjay, baby.
Oh, are we gonna do Aretha this and that? Because I have something to say.
Whatever in your spirit.
So let's even though this is a this and that we had on Facebook, but I think that this will be an entertaining one. So we're gonna have a new segment on In Living Colorz. It's gonna be the this or that segment. Adonis is gonna be the first one to answer. I'm gonna put him on the spot. But this and that segment is where we are going to pick between this or that. It's gonna be two comparable things that we're gonna pick this and that on. So this and that for this segment is something that we probably all messaged about under Adonis's status. But we're gonna do this or that. Aretha Franklin portrayals, Cynthia, whatever her name is, and Screamer for Hudson. Who had the better portrayal?
Oh, so I gotta be honest with you, it ain't even just on the other Nigerian tip. Man, I gotta give it to Cynthia, and I do feel some type of way about non-ADOS descendants of African slaves portraying individuals who are descendants of them. However, like, vocally, she gave it to me. Mannerism, she gave. Like, I felt that. I saw both of them. Now, Jennifer definitely gave me the body language. Overall, she looks more like Aretha. However, watching both of them, it's a unequivocal decision when I give it to Cynthia for me.
Marnina, Burners, who y'all have before I talk? Because I'm gonna be ignorant.
Honestly, I mean, I don't have one that was better than the other. I think they were both good in their own right. I think that you have to take into account for one of the movies were like 2 days long. One of them was a series over 4 days. I think you have to take both of those things into account. And I also think you have to take into account what was the director trying to showcase, right? And so,
hopefully Aretha.
But like, what about her? Like, what about in her life? But I will say this: the one with Jennifer Hudson, I don't even remember the whole thing, child. I actually fell asleep halfway through it.
Say less.
You fell asleep to her screaming?
But at the same time, once again, I want to say one of them was 2 hours long. One of them was over an hour segment over 4 days.
Mm-hmm. Or you compare just one of those episodes to the whole movie, and then I would still have the same result.
Marnina, what you
want to be clear?
I am with Adonis. I do not like when people that are not directly descendants of slaves playing and portraying African American folks, because I do think that there is a certain je ne sais quoi that Black people, just what we've faced and what we've experienced in this culture. and in the United States. I think we face so much trauma just being Black, and so it did a disservice to it by having her portray that. But I will give it to Cynthia. Unfortunately, I didn't want to, but yeah.
You know, Screaming for Hudson is just loud and wrong on so many occasions. She just irks my spirit. The only person that probably irked my spirit more is Gabrielle Union. I just don't understand.
Right.
I think Gabrielle Union can act. The best acting that she did was in Two Can Play That Game, and when she played Connie motherfucking Spalding.
What about it Deliver Us from Eva?
What about being Mary Jane?
Like Gabrielle Union in both of them. She played Gabrielle Union. She always talking fast and talking the same, and she always got. Gabrielle Union just fine. And how dare she thought she was gonna be Olivia motherfucking Pope? Come on, Gabby. Come on, Gabby. Come on.
Yeah, I don't see myself watching it with her as Olivia Pope.
I barely wanted to watch it with Carrie the Teeth Washington. So why
has she gotten ugly though? Like, not ugly, unattractive. She is conventionally unattractive now. She was very pretty on like
live now.
She was. She's just not attractive anymore.
Carrie Hilson. I mean, not Carrie Hilson. I carried my bag to the Hilson, but I mean, Carrie Washington. She was. Something happened with her, and I'm just like,
did she lose too much weight? Like, I
don't know if it was her affair with President Fitzgerald or something, but I'm like, she acts through her teeth now, and I'm just like, what is going on with these? Where are the Angela Bassett's and the Viola Davis? That's why Gabrielle don't move me, because I'm like, she think that she is on that level, and
where are the Cicely Tysons?
They ain't here. They ain't here.
Shaking and gyrating on this here land.
And it's like, as much as problematic as Cynthia is, personally, she's extremely problematic. However,
wasn't she the person who didn't want to play Miss Seeley because it had lesbian scenes in The Color Purple?
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't know if that can be that, because she's dating Lena Waithe now while she
was a whole problematic ass situation.
Yeah, she's dating Lena Waithe.
And Lena Waithe is a whole nigga, but we ain't gonna go there. But all of these. But needless to say, even though Cynthia is that problematic, I still prefer her over Screamer. I cannot deal with Jennifer Hudson and that loud ass acting. Like, I see her and she just made me mad all over again. Her in Sex and the City, her screaming,
she was in Sex and the City.
She was loud and wrong at that. I saw her perform at Pride. She was loud and wrong in Pride.
I bet you hated her and Saved the Last Dance.
I just, even vocally, like, I don't know if she really screamed that much in her portrayal of Aretha, but it just wasn't given. Like, it wasn't given what needs to be gave. Like,
I just think of her in Dreamgirl. I love you, I do. Like, she's just so loud.
I love Dreamgirl.
She was perfect for that role. I'll put that.
And she won an Oscar. Like, come on.
Yeah.
So we have come to the end of our show, people. Listen, we gotta stay on task, baby. I gotta stay on task. We have come to the end of our show.
The show was like half In Living Colorz, a quarter Pound Town, and then we were talking about some other stuff.
Okay, this sounds like a combination plate from the bodega.
It is giving combination plate. It was a good combination plate.
Period.
Okay. So y'all, like we said, make sure y'all are liking, following the page so y'all can stay tuned for the next live show. If y'all wasn't here earlier, make sure y'all stay engaged. We have a new space at the Mahogany Project. Come and find out how you can be a supporter. Maybe come check out the space. Keep in mind that Black Trans Empowerment Week is just around the corner.
Hey, you said we can't. They can't come and check out the space on their whim. They got to make an appointment.
Oh yeah, definitely make a reservation. We're gonna put that out there too. Because you will be turned away at the door. Nevertheless, and Black Trans Empowerment Week is just around the corner, so make sure you stay in tune so you know where to be all week. Okay,
I'm excited. We have some really good events. Like, I know every year y'all probably hear me say I'm super excited about the events, and this year I'm excited too. So,
but every year we try to do better and try to incorporate something new or keep it fresh, and so every year we try to outdo ourselves from the year before. And so make sure y'all stay engaged, make sure y'all stay up to date on all things Mahogany Project, and just keep an eye for us. We'll see you here soon. Bye, y'all. I am Bernice McFarland, also known as V Pierce.
I am Joelle, aka your man's or woman's or theirs first choice.
I'm Marnina the Queen.
I'm your boy down as Darlene, the main dude, the same dude, the lame dude, aka he did a beneficiary.
Okay, and this has been In Living Colorz episode 2. And by the way, we still did not find Kelly Price, and so hopefully she is out there somewhere watching this.
Truth is,
somebody say she was in line at the Shake Shack. So bitch, get
y'all, we fucked up because we really didn't even try to search for Kelly this episode.
I heard you. All I can tell y'all is to get it. I just want to be able to call motherfuckers fat ass Kelly Price, and I'm just happy to know that I'll be able to do it in confidence. Okay.
I'm mad. I was about to sing Brownstone. I heard it through the grapevine and passed that along as Kelly Price.
Okay. I almost sung some Yolanda Adams and said, "Oh my God, that was Kelly Price." You heard me? I almost sung some Yolanda Adams and said it was Kelly Price, the gospel singer.
Yeah, because they gospel singers.
What gospel song did she even sing? Oh Lord.
He was a friend of mine.
I don't know.
Hallelujah.
He was a friend of mine.
Jesus.
Okay.
I don't know no songs by killing this gospel.
Yeah, I just told you.
Friend of mine?
Yes.
The Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why not? We go.
He was a friend. I mean, you ain't the Christian. Why you care?
Oh.
I just want for clarity. So when they say gospel, say, "Oh, this is what she did." But
she let y'all know he was a friend of mine. You know how many weddings they played that at? The
Well,
4 settlements.
Coming out with a news. I need you to be a have a news segment somewhere because I get my news from you.
Huh? You do?
I do. I need you to have a news segment somewhere.
I might have to because you're the fourth person to say that. But it's like I be wanting to have it so everybody have it so we can talk about it.
Because I really I have my notifications on and I'm like, okay, what's Adonis posting? Because I know you have the news first.
The coverage you can count on. I'm talking about Matt, baby.
Make sure because I got the coverage you can count on. So I gotta always make sure that it's up to date though. So that's what's up.
Okay.
PRC.
All right, bye people.
Bye. I want some stuffed shoes.
I believe it.
Oh.